Hi guys, so this video is going to be the second part of Unit 10. So it's going to be starting with part 4 of the perks of being a wallflower. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the questions. I'm going to start, like I said, on part 4, April 29th, 1992. The first question is, number 1, how is Charlie doing and why? So I put Charlie isn't getting better. He seems to be the same. He avoids everything and he misses his friends. So I want to kind of backtrack on that. Charlie did something that his friends were very upset about at a party. Instead of kissing his girlfriend, who was Mary Elizabeth, he kissed Sam. And since then he has not been hanging out with his friends. Patrick told him to kind of just like stay away for a while, let everybody kind of cool off. So he's been on his own and he's very sad about it. He's pretty lonely. He really misses his friends and he feels really bad about what he did. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. How is he spending his time and why? So he goes to the shopping mall to figure out why people go there for fun. He's trying to understand why people his age really enjoy going to the mall. So he tries doing that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to May 2nd, 1992. Number 1, what does Charlie realize about Bob? Bob has a specific way of living. Some examples, he showers every other day, and he really believes in karma. So those are 2 examples of how Bob lives his life. Number 2, what does Charlie hear about Patrick and Brad? Brad's dad caught Patrick and Brad and then proceeded to beat up Brad pretty badly. Patrick tried to stop it but wasn't able to stop it. Brad just kept yelling, "Get out of here, get out of here." So Charlie heard about this from Bob. Number 3, what does Charlie do and try to cope with his loneliness? So he goes to watch his friends in the play, and he listens to songs that they liked, and he pretends that they're there. He kind of like makes conversations with them even though they're not really there. Okay, we're moving on to May 8th, 1992. Number 1, how is Brad different when he returns to school? So Brad misses school for a while after his dad beats him up, and he isn't the same when he returns. He doesn't acknowledge Patrick. He's actually kind of mean and like standoffish, and then he ends up getting in a fight with Patrick, a physical fight. Okay, number 2, describe the incident in the cafeteria. So Brad's friends jump Patrick, okay, and Charlie jumps in to defend Patrick, and he actually ends up beating up Brad's friends. So everybody's a little bit surprised and taken back by this. They did not realize that Charlie was so physically strong, and it's kind of like a big event in the story. Number 3, why did Brad behave this way? I'm sorry. So Brad behaved this way because he was ashamed and pretty embarrassed. Number 4, what are the consequences of the cafeteria incident for Charlie? So Charlie was not suspended because he was just defending somebody who was being jumped. So he was defending Patrick. Patrick was suspended for a week because he did start the fight, and Brad's friends were suspended for 3 days. Number 5, how have these events affected Patrick? So they really affect Patrick. He kind of goes to like a bad place after this. He is very upset about it. He's very sad. He's heartbroken because he's no longer able to be with Brad. May 11th, 1992. Okay, no, actually we're skipping that. So it does say summarize events of this chapter, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip to May 17th, 1992. So you guys can do that as well. So you're just gonna, when it just has the dates, all you're gonna do is summarize what happened in that letter. So 2 to 3 sentences of what happened. So we're gonna go to May 17th, 1992. Patrick and Charlie spend a lot of time together. Patrick is really hurting. They drink a lot. Charlie meets a man that does the sports on the news at a park when he goes with Patrick. And that he's like a news anchor. He actually talks about Charlie's brother, which Charlie was really surprised about. Okay, May 21st, 1992. So the school year is almost over. Charlie's friends are getting ready for prom. So after the whole event with Patrick getting in a fight and Charlie defending him, all of Charlie's friends accept him again. And they're like, you know what? We forgive you for what you did at the party. We still want to be your friend. Thank you for defending Patrick. So now they're friends with him again. And the school year is coming to an end. Prom is coming up, but Charlie is a freshman, so Charlie's not getting ready for prom, but his friends are all seniors, so they are getting ready for prom. Okay, May 27th, 1992, Charlie is reading the Fountainhead. The author was born in Russia. Charlie tries to write a story. June 2nd, 1992, Charlie talks about the senior prank, which was the seniors put a whole bunch of grape Kool-Aid in the pool at school. And then he also talks about where his friends are going to be going to college. Patrick will be going to Washington State University. Sam will be going to her first choice, which was Penn State. And Charlie's brother also goes to that school. Charlie's sister will be going to Sarah Lawrence. And Mary Elizabeth will be going to Berkeley, and Alice will be going to NYU. Okay, June 5th, 1992. So seniors had their last day of high school. Charlie was happy for his friends. So even though he's no longer going to be going to school with his friends, they were in such a great mood and just living their life at that moment that Charlie was just so happy that they were all so happy. Okay, so number one, what has been happening in the life of Charlie and his friends? So like I said, his friends are just very happy, living their life as seniors. They're about to graduate. Charlie and his sister are becoming closer than they ever have been. Number two, how is Charlie feeling and doing? How do you know? So Charlie is just happy for everybody else. Instead of taking time to recognize that he will no longer be in school with his friends, he just appreciates how happy they are in that moment. Okay, we're gonna move on to June 9th, 1992. What does Charlie say about his visits with his psychiatrist? Psychologist. Why might the author include these details? So his psychologist keeps asking him questions about when he was younger, and he just feels like they're very weird questions. He doesn't understand why he's asking him these questions. Number two, how is Charlie feeling? Why? What does he say that makes him likable? So Charlie is missing his friends. He's sad that that all of his friends are busy with their own lives. Because they're seniors, they have events that maybe Charlie won't be involved in, and he's just kind of sad that he doesn't get to experience that with his friends. Okay, we're gonna move on to June 13th, 1992. So number one, summarize the end of Sam's relationship with Craig. So Craig had been cheating on Sam the whole time that they were dating with several girls, several times. And Craig's best friend Peter was actually the one who told Sam. So at the beginning of Sam and Craig's relationship, Peter did not know who Sam was. He thought she was just some high school girl. After he started dating Mary Elizabeth, he got to really know Sam and then thought, okay, she's a really nice and cool girl. She does not deserve to be cheated on. So he gave Craig multiple times to come clean about what he was doing. Craig never did, so he ended up telling him, okay, if you don't tell her what you're doing, then I'm going to. And he ended up telling her. And that's how their relationship ended. Number two, summarize Charlie's visit with Bill. So Bill has a lot of books in his house. Bill's girlfriend makes lunch for all of them. They played jazz records, and Bill asked about girls in high school. And Bill also thanks Charlie for being such a great student, and he just had a really great time teaching Charlie. He also tells Charlie that he's very special because he is so smart and mature for his age. Okay, so number 3 says, where is this all going? It seems like the end of the story is coming. Make a prediction of what might happen. So that's totally on you guys. You guys can predict what you think is going to happen next. Okay, June 16th, 1992, I'm going to go ahead and skip number 1. You guys can define those words on your own. And number 2 says, summarize the events of this chapter. So what I wrote was, it was the last day of school. Charlie's brother comes home. He shares his college experiences, but he's pretty much more interested in what his family had been doing that whole year. Charlie told his family about talking to the sports reporter and how he mentioned his brother, and then they attend graduation. So Charlie's sister as well as all his friends are graduating. Okay, June 22nd, 1992. I'm going to skip number 1. You guys can go ahead and define that word on your own. Number 2, what does Sam realize about herself? So she was sad about Craig, but she realized that it was the right thing for her to do, and she recognizes her worth. So she knows that she doesn't deserve to be treated that way, and even though she's sad and heartbroken, she knows that she made the right decision by breaking up with Craig. Number 3, what advice does Sam give Charlie? She tells him to show his love and to stop putting everybody else before him, to basically she wants him to express his feelings. So if he is really liking somebody, she wants him to, you know, say it out loud. She gives the examples of like their relationship, their friendship, which she feels could have been a relationship if Charlie would have acted on it. Number 4, what does Charlie realize when he gets home? So he realizes that the questions that his psychologist has been asking him are not that weird, and he kind of understands now why his doctor was asking him those questions. Number 5, describe Charlie's emotional state. So he's very confused. He is going to a bad mental state. And number 6, make a prediction of what might happen. So that's your opinion, what you think, what you predict might happen next. Okay, so last section, epilogue. So we're gonna go to August 23rd, 1992. Number 1, where has Charlie been? So this is summertime now, school's over. Sam left to college already. Charlie has been in the hospital for the last 2 months. So number 2, what did he remember? Everything he had dreamt about his Aunt Helen was true. Number 3, what lesson does Charlie draw from the story about the alcoholic father with 2 sons? So what he takes from that is that our past does not always define our future. So in that story, it talks about an alcoholic, abusive father who had 2 sons. One son turned out to be a very successful man who never drank at all, and the other son did become an alcoholic. But it just shows that they came from the same parent, they lived the same childhood, but it just shows that where you grow up or your past does not always define who you're going to become. So the one brother that became successful, he broke that chain and he was able to become successful regardless of his past. Number 4, what helps Charlie feel better when he is there? Give 2 examples. So the 2 examples that I chose were when he has visitors, it makes him feel a lot better, and getting letters from Sam. Number 5, how has Charlie changed? What has Charlie learned that shows he is healing? So he's not worried about his sophomore year. He's about to start school. Before his freshman year, he was extremely nervous, and now he's kind of just going with the flow, and he's thinking about the present instead of dwelling on the past. Number 6, what are your feelings and thoughts about the at the end of the story? So that's your opinion. Did you like it? Were you surprised? Did you feel like it was predictable? What do you think? Number 7, the things Charlie learns are important for all of us, even if we have not had the same kinds of problems that he had explained. So explain how this story affected you. Maybe you're somebody who had similar problems. Maybe you're somebody who did not have any of these problems and you have different problems. Were you able to relate to Charlie or any of the characters in the story at all? And that is totally your opinion, your experiences. If you don't feel comfortable sharing anything, you can write that down that you don't feel comfortable. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so that is the end of all the questions for the story, and you should have finished the reading by then. The next page is the Perks of Being a Wallflower post-reading question. So it looks like this. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yeah, there you go. I want you guys to fill out those questions on your own because it's basically your opinion on things. I'm not going to go through the questions. I feel like you guys can fill them out on your own. I just need 1 to 2 sentences per question as your response. Okay, the next page is the post-reading discussion. So it looks like this. Go ahead and skip that page. That page was meant to be done in class, you know, as a discussion. Obviously we can't do that, so go ahead and skip that page, and you're also going to skip the backside. The next page is the post-reading reflection. Okay, this page I want you to get done. This is going to act as your assessment. So it'll be the last thing you do in this packet, the last assignment for the class in total. I want you to write at least 1 page of reflection. It gives you 9 sentences and it tells you what to write in each sentence. So it shouldn't be that hard. You guys can go ahead and write it out. If you want to do it on a Google Doc and share it with me, you can do that as well if you feel like it's easier for you to type it. It's totally up to you guys. I'm being very lenient about what I'm accepting as work just because I know this is a difficult time for everybody. I know not everybody has the same amount of time at home to get their work done as other students. I know sometimes you live in a household and there's so many people, it's so hard for you to concentrate. Trust me, I get it. I grew up in a situation similar to that. So I'm gonna be very flexible about what you turn in. If you feel like I got all this stuff done and there's no way I can do the rest because I'm doing this now, just let me know. I just need you guys to communicate with me. That's the best thing, is just let me know where you're at. Let me know if you're having trouble. But hopefully these videos really help you out and you're able to get through most of the packet. So like I said, the reflection is the last thing you have to do. Anything that has to do with the movie, that's the last couple pages, don't worry about. You don't have to do those. We were going to do those in class as well. I thought when we went virtual, I thought that at this point we would be back in school, but obviously we're not. So if you want to watch the movie on your own, just, you know, to compare it to the book on your own time, go for it. It's on Netflix right now, so if you have a Netflix account, you can watch it. It's a pretty good movie. It's definitely different from the book. There's a lot of similarities, but there are some differences. But it is a good movie as well. So I hope you guys are having a good time reading this story. I know it's a little heavy at times, but I felt like towards the end you really understood the message. I thought it was a really good message to learn, especially at your age, because you are around the same age that Charlie is while he's writing this. Like I said, this unit is due on Friday, so I'm uploading this video today, which is Wednesday, and this unit is due on Friday. If you need a little bit more time, just let me know. If you complete it by Friday, all I need you to do is send me pictures of the pages that are completed. Okay, I hope you guys have a great day.